name is JD Renaud, and I am from the internet. Hello. My name is JD Renaud. Clickety-click-clacking with his clickety-clickety-clack fingers.
Hello, everyone. I am JD Renaud, and I am from the internet.
My name is JD Renaud. Hello, friends. My name is JD Renaud, and I am still from the internet. My name is JD Renaud. I am a writer, comedian, visual artist. I've been living in Winnipeg for 6 years, and I'm currently eking out a very meager yet modest living doing what I want to do. I take old movie posters, band posters, theatrical posters, any kind of print media in large format. I take that, I cut it the hell up with scissors, X-Acto knives, hole punches, ripping it by hand. I tear it apart, and then I recompose the basic compounds of them into new abstract pieces. Imagine you took a giant painting, you somehow sucked all the paint out of it, and with that bare component of paint, you painted a new painting with it that looked nothing like the original. These posters certainly weren't meant for this to be done to them, and most collage is like mixed elements. But this technically isn't collage, it's one piece. That's why I call them one-sheets. There's only one thing that I've been messing up and turning into many other smaller pieces. So that's Rambo First Blood Part 2, Faster Pussycat Kill Kill, that's Dexter, Freddy Got Fingered. I just realized right now I have like no family-friendly ones. But yeah, all these were one poster turned into what you see now, so. I'm currently working on a gigantic piece of The Big Lebowski, which was a giant UK subway poster-sized version of the original film poster. And it's a commission, and I love doing commissions because it's actually given me the chance to try different things that I wouldn't have tried because someone wants something very specific.
I'm Brody Sanderson. I'm a film guy, a film buff, and an art collector of sorts. I like Lebowski enough that I wanted to start like my own 10-pin bowling league with my friends, who some few of them are also fans, and it's just my favorite movie, and I thought it would be a good one for him to kind of smash up for me.
I love that movie. The Big Lebowski is an amazing movie, and this is actually the second Big Lebowski piece I've done. The first one was actually one of the first 5 that I ever made. I'm excited to kind of come back to it with a little bit more experience and really try and tackle something. I'm originally from Oakville, Ontario, Canada, which is about 2 towns over from Toronto. It borders Lake Ontario. It is a quiet, sleepy, suburban oasis of hell in southern Ontario. It's a great place to be like 0 to 8 or 50 to dead. But it's not a great community for, someone who wants to devote their life to being creative and doing stuff like that. I was 18, I was just coming out of high school. Literally every single one of my friends was moving. I couldn't afford college, I was staying at home, just continuing to work at Zellers. So prospects weren't great, but I had a friend who, struck up a new friendship and kind of saw me through that.
I met JD Renaud on vampirefreaks.com. About 6 months prior, I had watched the show Much Takeover. It was like the 2nd episode. And I watched the whole thing from beginning to end and went, oh my god, I need to be friends with this guy. And later, again, when I was on vampirefreaks.com, I saw there was his face like this in the computer screen, and I was like, holy shit, that's him. So I made a profile, added him. Then we ended up talking on MSN Messenger for like 12 hours. Like we talked for 12 hours, then we went to sleep, we woke up, talked for another 8. It was intense.
We just struck up a really close friendship. And it was kind of nice at that point in your life when you're 18 and you're just full of stupid feelings and you don't really know what the hell you're doing with your life, to have a really close friend who you can say whatever the hell you want to, because they're far enough away from you that, you know, you feel a sense of trust and you can let them into your life. I think we both had that.
He was just my kind of weird. That's really all there is to it.
About 4 years go by and I'd come and visit, and I enjoyed Winnipeg. I liked the city. I liked the people I knew here. And then she finally just said, why don't you just move here? You know, we can find a place together. Cheap rent, cool people, completely clean slate, and the opportunity to start something new, challenge myself. And you only have a little bit of each color because there's so many different varieties of it. This one's handy because it's so big, there's so much gold, I can do a whole variety of different kinds of colors and patterns inside it with the same basic colors. As long as they juxtapose well, they're not bleeding into each other, and it's not just a complete mess with no rhyme or reason. The only thing is that it's like, yeah, how much do I have to work with and what am I gonna be able to do with it? Hopefully the idea I have for this isn't stupid. I've been making visual art in various capacities for, I'm gonna say, over a decade. I couldn't afford film school, so my film school was buying a $3,000 camera and learning how to use it. Learning every way I could, you know, frame a shot, capture light, capture sound, create a story, create narrative, do visual effects, all these things. I had to do it all on my own and teach myself. Over time, I realized I kind of like making things that you can see right in front of you. So I started drawing more, I started doing little animations more, and then I ventured into the world of collage. I had it in my mind that I was gonna do collage before I moved. And I told my mom about it, and she actually, for Christmas one year, bought me a jar of decoupage paste. I had had that jar for 5 years, unopened, in my dresser drawer. And then finally, when I decided I wanted to start experimenting with it, I grabbed that exact jar. And that is why I use the brand of paste I use to this day.
Wearing a beard, all right. Oh.
Oh, shit. Winnipeg has really impressed me with the opportunities it's presented someone like me. So if you're a creative person, Winnipeg is a pretty great option because I've been able to skirt by with you know, part-time jobs and not starve to death and pursue the things I've wanted to pursue, which not a lot of other creative cities can say.
Please, get out there and make whatever the hell you want. Get whatever stupid materials and through whatever messed up means. The world is only going to be a beautiful place if you make it one.
The first time I performed comedy was in, I believe, June of 2009. I did the Rumors Funniest Person with a Day Job contest and ate it hard. Harder than I think I'd ever eat it. So I sucked hard for like a year or two, just learning how to do it.
There was a rug store in that mall that I swear to God might have been a hologram. I never saw anyone walk in there. One day I walked by that rug store and the dude who ran it, I swear to you, was wrapped up in a carpet sleeping. I swear, okay? I would not make that up.
There was a lot of great young comics who had just started around the same time I did, so it was good that there was sort of a little crew community of people who all kind of had the same attitude I did.
I met JD Renaud at the Cavern, which used to be every Sunday open mic comedy night, and I just started talking to him. His comedy style spoke to me, and I found out we were both into Pee Wee Herman, so I was like, you're gonna be my best friend, and he was like, I'm socially awkward, and I was like, do it, and now we're friends. I think a lot of people describe JD Renaud as an angry comedian, which I don't think is accurate. I think he's really excited about hating things. He loves to go on rants about things, and he loves to think about idiosyncrasies in the world around him and comment on those, and it's a lot of his strange, maybe, thought patterns on normal outside world stuff. So it's that dichotomy that he's often commenting on.
I worked at Zeller's for 5.5 Zell-tastic years, where the lowest price used to be the law.
I try and find humor in the bizarre crap that frustrates me, makes me anxious, makes me really happy. I believe in the philosophy that if you're thinking about something often enough in your day-to-day life, you need to find comedy in it. If you're truly a comedian, you can find humor in your life, in life in general. So if I'm thinking too much about money and the problems that I'm having with that, or if I'm thinking too much about, my romantic life or my home life or my friends or the world or anything like that, I have to talk about it.
I think he was mostly a stand-up comedian, and since then he's become a playwright, a storyteller, a visual artist. So I think he's just found other ways to create, because I don't know if he was necessarily finding the level of success that he wanted to find within the comedy world, so he kind of created his own JD world, and he's doing really well in there. His art is not something that I've seen before, so I think he just glows a different color than other people.
I don't want to have to be the comedian that's like just going through the motions of these jokes and being a basic entertainer. I'm a little too in here, but people who want to come in here, they love it and they've had a great time, and I love doing it, and I love fostering these weird little cults of weirdos who like what I do and appreciate what I do, and I love them to death because I've never had to ask them for anything other than, here's what I do you like it? And they've said yes.
JD's work is very unique. Like when you say collage, sometimes the connotation is like cheesy or something you do in school back in the day or whatever, but his is a collage, but it's so structured and interesting, and I've never really seen anything like it, so I think it's definitely got his own unique spot.
I started actually collecting concert posters and movie posters about a decade ago because I just love the art style. I found through commissions and stuff like that, some people have some really strong attachments to specific film imagery. And you can take that image and with either your knowledge of the film or your ignorance of the film sometimes, you just take these bare colors and these bare components and you can make a completely new thing out of it that's almost unrecognizable. It was a very intricate idea, and I was not 100% confident starting it that it would work out. I never am with any of them. Finally, when it was all done, I was like, yes, thank God. It looks a little bit like I wanted it to look, and parts of it look better than I hoped that they would.
Like, I love it. It's the centerpiece of my living room, and it gives me just a good feeling to look at it. It gives me the vibe of the movie, which is what I was going for and what I was hoping. But I don't think I would necessarily put a big film poster that size in my living room on the wall, whereas I'm very happy to put this on the wall.
I remember him being, the awkward kid getting off the train with his giant suitcases, and I always knew he was talented, but now he's just blowing my mind left, right, and center.
JD's just like, this is what I want to do right now and I'm going to do it. He's also willing to forego everyday luxuries. So He gets by on the bare minimum, and just because he knows that's what's going to make his art successful. Because when I first met him, I could tell that we had similar interests, but his body language was very closed in, and he was turned away from me almost the whole time that we were talking. I think he's just become a lot more confident because he's found his voice and he knows what the JD Renaud product is, so he knows how to sell it, whereas before I think he was still finding himself.
If I can support myself, waking up every day, working 8 to 10 hours, making one sheets, and then in the evening performing comedy, and I've got decent enough food in my fridge and I'm not worried about my bills, that's what I want. I work on these. I love them. I love every one of them. I try really hard to put a little bit of me in every one of them I make. So I want them places where they'll be appreciated. So I'm gonna keep making them. I'm gonna make bigger ones. I'm gonna make badder ones, cooler ones, crazier ones. And I hope that bigger, badder, cooler, crazier people come along and decide that they want them.